it till I come out. They're gonna be sold out.
After a 2-year hiatus, VidCon returned to Anaheim, California in late June, and the 2022 edition of the annual Comic-Con for the digital video crowd was a mix of reunion for the digital video industry and a debutante ball for the creators, and one creator platform in particular that stole the spotlight during the pandemic. 12 years after its own debut, the annual gathering of the digital video crowd featured its usual hallmarks. Panels of industry executives talking about the latest trends, an expo hall for companies like VidCon owner Paramount to get their brands in front of the youth, and thousands of teens, tweens, and 20-somethings and their parents lined up around the Anaheim Convention Center to see their favorite creators. But there was one big difference this year. What was once an event dominated by YouTube has now been taken over by TikTok.
I feel like the way that YouTube disrupted television, TikTok has disrupted all of these big incumbents that have, and it's so weird to have had VidCon around for both of those events now.
It still has the same spirit of being a creator-focused convention and connecting fans with the audiences, but the big change is that this previously was a YouTube convention, essentially. YouTube was the big title sponsor, and now it's TikTok. It's short-form content-driven.
Having usurped YouTube's position as VidCon's title sponsor, the ByteDance-owned digital video platform seemed to take full advantage, brought a whole host of its creators to the event, and featured a handful on stage during its keynote session.
Today you will hear from an incredible group of people who didn't always think of themselves as creators, but through TikTok they followed their passions and found an audience and a community.
And I posted it hoping it'd make my friends laugh. That video got over 1 million views, and it took my account from 12 followers to 40,000 that night.
Our next performer first started posting his videos to TikTok while he was working at a Verizon store. Yesterday, he performed on the Today Show.
I know I'll be A-O-A-O-K. I know I'll be A-O-A-O-K.
TikTok sent us out here, and it's been amazing. I mean, they took care of the flights, the hotels. They made it really, really simple for us to just give our information, and they have a whole back-end team that literally work with us to make sure that we have a smooth process. So I can't say anything but great things about the whole process of starting off, figuring out that I am going to VidCon, and all the way to coming to VidCon. It's been a smooth process.
Watching VidCon as a kid, watching these promos for it, it always seemed like such a legendary place. And so now I feel like TikTok has made me feel so at home, and has made something like this so accessible to someone like me, which is so nice, because I don't think I would be here otherwise.
At first I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, no one's gonna be from TikTok or something. But I met so many other TikTok creators. I feel like it's almost like a little community.
A lot of these creators found their fame during the pandemic, and so VidCon was the first time for them to see their fans in person and en masse.
I blew up over the quarantine, just in the last 2 years. I don't think I understood the community and the folks that I have created around me and my online community until I got here, and I was I'm seeing people being like, oh my God, can I take a picture with you? Oh my God, you've helped me so much in my body confidence journey, and everything feels real now, and it's completely wild.
I was walking around yesterday, and I used to do these mini brand unboxing videos, and I went straight to the mini brands, and then that's where people were recognizing me, and I was like, what are the odds? Because they're these young girls, and they're like, oh my gosh, Katie, we love your mini brand videos. So it's the best part about all of this is meeting the people behind the screen. So I love it.
Definitely, it's hard sometimes, especially with the pandemic. I feel like people are in their house a lot more, and I feel like it's hard to really visualize, if you have a few million followers, it's really hard to visualize that many people. And when you go to events like this and you truly see all the love and support that you have and the impact that you make on other people, it's super moving, and like Katie said, it's the best part of the entire experience.
But the fans weren't the only ones looking for some FaceTime with the TikTokers during VidCon. Rival platform owners including Meta, Snap, and YouTube scheduled their own meet and greets with the creators and hosted them at the platform's VIP-style lounges around the venue.
Oh!
2 years since we've been back. And also in those 2 years, I think we've really grown in knitting together how all of our apps to come together and how they're going to bridge the metaverse. So like we have great opportunities for creators to express themselves on Instagram, to earn money and have their videos seen by millions of people on Facebook, and then explaining how that's going to bridge to what we're doing in the metaverse, like with selling digital goods and building worlds. And I think coming together at this industry event, there's definitely a change of us being able to now show that story more. And even 2 years ago, we didn't have Reels. And now it's our fastest growing format. So you can see it here of people making really fun videos and Reels. And we're now a very relevant part of the conversation with Snapchat, and YouTube Shorts and TikTok, and now Instagram Reels.
Coming to VidCon actually opened my eyes out to different opportunities. Like I had a great meeting with Snapchat, Meta as well, about like how I could bring my work and the videos I create to their app and the benefits of doing that as well. So before that, it was only TikTok and Instagram. I would post my videos on TikTok, and it would be like a funnel, because then I would post the same video on Instagram, but also put the recipe so people could follow it. So I will have videos, and then on TikTok, then video and recipe on Instagram. But now I'm thinking about diversifying more, because there's different crowds on different platforms, as people know, and different actual audiences as well on different platforms.
All of this cross-platform creator activity reflected the fact that in 2022, while there may be TikTok creators and YouTube stars and Twitch streamers, creators aren't looking to contain themselves solely to any single platform.
TikTok has been my number one. I mean, I feel like they created me, they built me, and made things so accessible for me. So I think they will always be number one, no matter what. But I am wanting to get into YouTube.
For me, it's just like about growing and growing my audience. I like that, especially on like Snapchat, it goes to a discover page, and I think it's really cool that like there was a dance competition going on, and a bunch of these girls were coming up to me, and for like the first time I was hearing, oh, like I know you from Snapchat instead of I know you from TikTok. So I think it's just really important to diversify on each platform, because I mean that's the way you just like get to let other people know who you are on like in every single like part of, I guess, like my life.
Well, and adding on to what Katie said, I feel like a lot of creators right now are prioritizing like Instagram and TikTok, and so there aren't a lot of creators that are prioritizing Snapchat and YouTube, and I feel like Katie and I are early on that, and because of that, you know, we've gotten a lot of recognition, and we've seen extreme growth because of that.
As much as TikTok creators seem to overtake VidCon, creators who amassed large followings during the pandemic on other platforms like YouTube and Instagram, such as Megan Plays and Karen Chang, also showed up, having shown how no one platform has cornered the market in the creator economy.
In 2019, I feel like I was a smaller creator and I didn't really have my bearings. Of course, I was here for Roblox in 2019. They actually invited me, but what's really cool about this year in 2022 is I'm doing 2 Roblox panels, and one is with the CPO of Roblox, and I am so honored to be asked to do that. Also, I think Roblox has had a huge boom because of, you know, certain recent events that a lot of people are here for Roblox. I mean, Roblox has its own sponsored booth.
I actually started trying to grow my Instagram 2 years ago, or in 2019. I started trying to grow my Instagram then, and it was very, very hard. And I was at like, I don't know, like 2,000 followers, 3,000 followers. And then I was like, I'm going to try to get to like 20,000. That would be awesome. And so I started trying to grow my Instagram, and then it was really hard, but then I kept on like doing more and more, and I learned how to I learned if I showed my behind the scenes, like people were into that. And then so I learned more and more how to grow my Instagram, and then it's cool because back then I was in kind of a career rut, and then now like got lots of cool brand deals and opportunities just from growing my Instagram account. So that's been really good.
Many of the creators ended up using VidCon to spend time with one another while they were sequestered about a mile away from the convention center. For security reasons, top creators were holed up at a nearby Hyatt, and the hotel ended up serving as a retreat for creators to compare notes on industry trends and come up with ideas for collaborations that can span and potentially even surpass any single platform.
I mean, I've literally said in staff meetings, this is like a summer camp for creators. I mean, one of the things that we think adds value to VidCon for creators, not just to see their fans and, to maybe sell merch or to promote a new thing. It's to see their friends. And it's hard. They're busy, right? This is a full-time gig. And some of them live in New York, some of them live in LA, and some of them haven't left their house in 2 years, right? And they haven't really met in person, but they've met on TikTok or on YouTube, over the last 2 years. And so VidCon's always been a moment for why don't you come here and meet your fans, but also get to hang out with each other and share secrets.
This is where they're all together in one place for the first time probably in years, and they're able to connect, they're able to meet, they're able to just chat about the industry, commiserate on what's happening. But really a lot of times what we see are talent collabing for the first time and then creating content and potentially new content trends, or at least creating the seeds of relationships from meeting in real life to then create new opportunities for themselves later or later collabs.
Oh, we have discussed collabs. So, let's collab over here once your panels are done or when we have some free time. I mean, all of these lounges, especially at the Hyatt as well, like the Meta Lounge, the TikTok Lounge, those backgrounds that they created, it is just an opportunity just to create beautiful content, especially with creators you really don't get to see IRL.
You'll just be walking in the lobby and then you'll be like, oh, I know them, or oh, I've seen their videos and this and that, and you'll just be like, oh, hi, and they'll be like, you'll have a little conversation. But it's just been really nice. It is like summer camp vibes.
Right when I walked in here, I saw 4 people that I'm mutual friends with on TikTok or whatever the platform is. So it was cool to go up to them and be like, oh hey, and they're like, oh my gosh, and it's that interesting interaction, especially where it's you know them but you don't really know them, and then you get to talk and you just make a ton of friends. And
what's really cool about VidCon is they have a space just for creators to come and connect with each other. I've actually talked to a few creators that I've been really looking forward to meet, and I feel like that's not an opportunity that you would kind of have just walking around. So VidCon serves 2 purposes. One is to hang out with all the creators and network and really connect with business opportunities, and 2, to meet the viewers over at the convention, which is also really, really fun, and honestly, it's my favorite part.
Being at the Hyatt is kind of its own mini convention in itself, because being at the actual convention center of VidCon, it's similar, but it's such a different vibe, and just feeling free to run around and meet people and make those connections.
It's more than, hey, I'm going to follow you back. It's more we're exchanging numbers to get more contact with each other, figuring out how we're going to collaborate in the future, or even beyond collaborating, what can we do that's bigger than just social media to help out our community and also the world as well. So I think it's been great to have that one-on-one time when it's not so hectic.